Hi everyone and welcome to Food for Thought, the show with zero budget and average conversations. Today on the show, for our first episode, I'd like to introduce to you my good friend Josh Caldwell.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing today, Josh?
I am doing fantastic.
That's great.
How are you, man?
I'm wonderful. I'm really excited right now.
Yes, so am I, man. Like, after a little bit of setup and everything and a lot of talking about doing this, like, yes, so we're here. We're here.
We've done it.
I know, man. And I don't know. I'm so pumped.
Me too.
You know, like, it's so exciting, dude.
I know. Yeah, we finally did it.
We did it.
I hope you guys enjoy our wonderful sign. This is what zero budget gets you.
Yes. Yes, that is, I believe, just really thick cardstock.
It's actually, well, Josh, actually, it's not.
Oh.
It's actually, you use it to cover floors for construction.
Well, there we go. Well, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was really, really wrong.
It's okay.
It's okay.
How would you know? How would you know? You know?
Yeah, I tried. But yeah, food for thought. I dig it. I love it.
Good.
It's a great name.
Thank you, Josh.
You're very welcome, man.
Are you nervous?
A little bit. I'm a little nervous. Like of course I'm like really excited.
Yeah.
But like, man, there's like a camera right next to it.
I'm a little uncomfortable myself. I'm not gonna lie. This is a first for me.
Yeah.
So, but it's just in my living room, and I vlog enough to where I feel like I'm a little more comfortable being on camera.
Yeah.
But it's still new. It's still new to me.
Yeah. It's completely new for me.
Yeah.
Like 100%. But like,
yeah.
This is so exciting, and I'm so excited just to see like, you know, where this goes.
Me too.
You know what I mean? And
yeah. I'm glad to have you on as the first guest ever.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for helping me set it up and lighting a fire under me to actually get this going.
No problem, dude. I was so excited about it because like you would talk to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, man, so I got this vlog. I want to do this podcast, and I just, to me, like, with other podcasters out there, like I just recently started really getting into like Joe Rogan and stuff like that.
Recently?
Like, yeah, well, I'd say like within the last year or so. You
Yeah.
know, I hear about it here and then, but like, you know, like I was like, that sounds like such an awesome idea.
Yeah.
You know?
So what about it?
Like just like talking. You know, just essentially, because you think about it, like with this kind of content, like you literally just sit with someone, you just talk about, you know, whatever like comes to mind, essentially, you know. And something about that's just, it's kind of entertaining because when you have scripted conversations, it's like, okay, that's cool. Like when you're like, let's do this, but like when you just go with it, like
it's just a real conversation.
Exactly. Like it feels natural. It doesn't feel so forced.
Yeah, that's what I was really looking forward to about it. I love talking to people. I feel like I have a lot of really interesting conversations with people.
Yeah.
You, my girlfriend, my friends, just random people. Like, it's not that hard to have interesting conversations. I feel like a lot of people have led interesting lives, regardless if they're celebrities or not. And I don't even really know any celebrities, so this is perfect. It'll be like, I feel like this is gonna be the podcast for like the average person.
Yeah.
Who lives a quote-unquote average life, but I feel like regardless of, you know, average lives, I feel like everybody's life's pretty interesting in one way or another. So
yeah, that's we're all special in our own way. I guess it is.
That's right, Josh.
That's what you could say.
Yes. Yeah. Is there anything in particular you're wanting to talk about on today's episode?
Yes, there actually is. I wanted to talk about the cool stuff that we have in store for you guys. Just so that way you guys could hear about like the things that Kevin and I have been talking about doing and you know, we want to come to fruition with. You know, we want that stuff to be brought to life, and I'd love to talk about that stuff. Of course. Yeah,
let's do it.
Awesome, man.
Where do you want to start?
So
you know what? I almost forgot. We should we set a timer for the cameras so that if these cameras, for those of you watching, cut off on their own in like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So we're going to be improving the podcast as we go and hopefully find a workaround for the Sony A7S II. If anybody out there knows how to configure the camera so that it doesn't do that, please comment below and let us know. But anyway, Do you think we should set a time?
I think we should.
I think it might make a sound when it cuts off anyway.
I think it does. I think it does like a little like.
So we probably don't even need to do that.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. So like, I definitely think like, let's talk about what stuff we have in store. I mean, firstly, I want to go and say like, you know, I'll talk a little bit about myself. So Kevin and I, we both, you know, from the same area essentially. But I met Kevin at my work. Actually, I'm a sales associate at Best Buy, and I was helping him out with I forget exactly what it was. It was something computer related or something.
A few years ago, right? So
yeah, it was like 2 years ago, a year ago, or something like that. And I remember he was wearing like a Star Wars shirt, and I was like, "That's a cool shirt, man." Then we started talking about the Star Wars movies, and then movies in general, and then they were telling me, you know, like. Some of the previous work you've done, like with like Animal Planet and stuff like that. And I was like, that's so cool. I was like, this guy has to add me on Facebook.
Yeah, I was working as a part-time instructor at a high media school at the time, and he was interested in working getting into the film industry. I could tell he's really passionate about. I could tell you. I'm not sure if I should talk to them or to you, but I could tell you were really passionate about like. Just movies in general, like that whole industry. Yeah. And so when I met Josh, he was really into like trying to find a way to get involved with that sort of thing. And when we met, I was talking about how I was an instructor at a high media school, and and you kind of, I could see here, you just lit up, you know. And I was like, okay, like this guy's definitely into it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and I mean, I am into it. Like, that's my passion, is like film. I'm a big nerd too, so like,
it's okay, so am I.
You know, so like, I'm into like, you know, of course like the sci-fi movies and like the Marvel movies and video games, all that kind of stuff. But like film is like, ever since I was a kid, I just always had like this passion to want to pursue this. Yeah. You know, I was like, man, I don't care what I do, but like someday it'd be so awesome just to see my name like on credits, be it a TV show, you know, movie, whatever, just like to be like, oh my god, that's me. Like I don't know, like that's something I've always.
No, it's a cool feeling. Yeah, we were just talking about this before we started the podcast, and I was it made me think of when I did the Animal Planet thing, because it was my first and only time actually of having my name in the credit on like a semi-big or at least legitimate production that was aired on TV, and it was a really cool feeling. Yeah. You know?
Yeah,
and wouldn't mind to have that happen again sometime.
Oh man, I know. Like that's something I really want to experience. You know what I mean? And honestly, just doing content like this too, where it's just, this is still to me like we're still publishing our work for people out there to see, and like that just makes me so excited because I'm so passionate about this stuff. I'm like, I cannot wait for people to see the awesome content we will end up creating at some point, and the stuff that we're doing now. And it's just, man, it's overwhelming with excitement, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm overwhelmed because it's pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, you make me excited too. I mean, I'm always like inwardly passionate about it, thinking about it a lot. But it's really great to meet people that are like-minded who have so much enthusiasm about it and so much passion for it, because it just lights a fire under me, and it makes me feel more excited and invigorated about pursuing it. And it's like it's not the type of thing you can really do by yourself, I don't think. No. I mean, you can do a lot by yourself, and it's not to say you can't become successful as like a more like individual, but I think like I've always wanted to have be on like a team of people, you know, where it's like we're collaborative as a group and we're all pushing for some sort of common goal, and I think we can get a lot farther as a team than just separate. So
exactly, I agree with that 100%. Because like right now, previously, like I've always known people that have had the same passion that I've had, but it's always hard to find those people that like really want to go out there and do it essentially and get it done. You know what I mean? Because even when I was in school and everything, I'd always have these insane ideas like, oh, I want to write this script for this. You know, I want to do this. I want to make these YouTube videos and everything. But like when you do it alone, you just rely 100% on self-motivation, which I mean that can get you places. But like with stuff like this, like it's when you have other people that are like, yeah, man, like I think you should do this, or let's do this, and you have other people to collaborate with you.
Yeah, you can bounce ideas off each other.
Yes, and you just think of things that you wouldn't have thought of alone.
You get real feedback, and I feel like there's people you meet where like sometimes you get feedback and you don't take it to heart, but then you meet certain people where like you actually listen to their feedback, and I feel like you're one of those types of people with me where like I value your feedback and your opinion about things, and I feel like that's an important connection to have when you're trying to make something together.
Yeah, of course. And of course, like I'm learning a lot from you right now too. You know, so like previously, like I've done things. I took some classes in high school, and I bought a computer, and I was like, I'm gonna teach myself how to edit videos and everything. And you know, I've only gotten so far to it. And you can only learn so much from like YouTube and like the internet and stuff, but like when you actually have someone like physically with you, like, hey, this is how you do this and everything, it's just so much easier. And it's also just a lot more fun that way, I guess too. Like when I was doing some editing for you and you were showing me like how to physically do it, I was like, man, I could not imagine myself like watching a video on how to do this stuff, because then it's like it's that excitement just isn't there.
I mean, I've learned both ways. Like when I was growing up, I did a lot of editing for like, skate videos and stuff, and I had to sort of teach myself a lot of it. I mean, I would meet people here and there, but where I grew up, and I guess I could say where we grew up, for me, it was like I didn't really know anybody that could really do that stuff, so I kind of had to just like dive in and figure a lot of things out. But once I got older and I started to meet people who were already kind of doing what I was doing or something similar, it was really good to meet people like that and be able to learn from them too. And then obviously like going to college was huge, because then you're learning from professionals, and it's just a much faster way to learn.
Yeah, I understand that. Like but yeah, man, I just can't wait.
Yeah.
You know, for the viewers, you guys, to see like what we come up with.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because like there's just creative energy that just keeps like, if we keep bouncing off of each other, and it's we're going to create some great stuff. And I keep saying that, but like, why don't we talk about what
read my mind, Josh.
Yeah, awesome. So
we're thinking about doing a number of things, but one of which is a short series about so initially we wanted to do like a Star Wars fan film series, and we still might make some Star Wars fan film stuff. I would still like to. I think it would be really fun. We're both like really into Star Wars, and so that was the initial idea. And we have a bunch of other friends who are really into it too, so it was really easy to like get other people excited about it. But after looking into it more, we started to think about the difficulties of potential copyright infringement and things like that would have sort of maybe stifled our creative possibilities. So I guess we just started to think about whether or not we wanted to focus mainly on Star Wars, or if we wanted to focus on something more original where we had zero limitation. And both of us really liked that idea. So right now we're thinking about doing a series that is still being developed, so there's still a lot of loose ends. It's really, really unstructured, but we are playing around with ideas, and eventually we're going to start writing a script. But to get to the point, we are writing or beginning to work on a story about basically an average person who doesn't know that he has powers, kind of like Spider-Man, and something happens to him with the idea that he is eventually going to realize that he has superpowers over time, and it's going to be pretty shocking to him. And then eventually he kind of like comes into his own with it, and it, starts to fight crime and basically like starts out with maybe like low level villains and works his way up to like more serious bad guys.
Yeah, and one thing that like I really find interesting, with previous projects like that, and I mean, hell, even Star Wars, like when Luke is discovering that he has the power of the Force and everything, like that's like, it's an interesting journey when you see people like explore, like, oh my god, I could do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm so excited to see like what kind of stuff we could come up with. I'm also really excited to see, like, of course there will be our hero or heroes or it's still like Kevin said, we're still a lot of loose ends right now because we're still trying to figure out what structure to follow and how we want this to kind of develop and such. But I mean, one can only assume if there's a main hero, there should be like a main villain.
Yeah.
You know, and anything can go essentially, and that's one thing I'm really excited about. So,
yeah, I know you said like you had some things that you wanted to talk about with this project.
Yeah.
Like while we were talking today, when that was kind of part of the plan of when we got together.
Yeah.
So I mean, we haven't really talked about it yet, so
Right.
this would be a perfect time to.
Yeah. Yeah. So, one thing I was thinking, kind of like what you were stating earlier, this should be somewhat of it. The series alone, because originally our plan was like, okay, let's do like a short film or something like that. But then it was like, that'd be kind of hard to push a lot of character development to where you really feel like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was almost like overly ambitious to where it's like we need to bite off what we can chew and not more than we can chew. And so, then we decided like, okay, let's stick with like a series where we can just go episode by episode. They can be as shorter, as long of an episode as we want, I think. Yeah. We don't need to stick necessarily to a certain time format. Yeah. And then, maybe over time, if it gets more and more professional and developed and stuff, then maybe we could eventually be like, strictly 15-minute episodes, 30-minute episodes. But I think for starters, in my opinion, it would probably be good to kind of leave that open-ended. So that way, just depending on what we shoot, we don't have to worry too much about fitting it into like a certain timeline.
Exactly. And like another thing, like when we write the scripts, like of course I want to have like dialogue and stuff, but I feel like for the actors, and I know like a lot of other like actual filmmakers do this stuff too, where they'll give the actors a lot of free reign to say what they want essentially. You know what I mean? So like
it's kind of like a loose. Go ahead. It's like a loose.
Yeah, like a loose script, I guess, or something, but essentially, so that way, I don't want the people that are acting in this and stuff to feel like I have to say this and, that's how this character is. Like, I want the people I want them to be the character, essentially.
Yeah, I feel like if we approach it that way, then people will have more freedom to get into their character, and they'll sort of feel like they own their character, and they'll have, like, the liberty to sort of take it in a direction that they feel like they have some ownership over that character, rather than us just like telling them every little thing to do.
Do it this way.
Yeah, I think we should definitely, in certain situations, if we have something really specific in mind, we should, approach it that way. But yeah, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, because like, of course, like with the story, whichever way we go, we do have to have, of course, like a guideline that the actors would have to follow.
Yeah, where we get what we want.
Yeah, essentially. But I want it to be where they could say what they want. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or ad lib as much as as they possibly can.
Because then something could happen that we're not even never would have thought of.
Yes. So like when I was in high school, I took like some performance and production classes and
like theater.
Like theater classes and I've even did some like I've even done some like improv classes as well. And it's one thing when you look at a script, but like when someone's like, hey, here's a story, you're this character, this is the kind of attitude that we want them to have, but you have free reign to do whatever you want and say whatever you want. That's when you have the best interactions, and that's when things feel a lot more realistic. Because like another thing I don't want in the series too is if you notice, like with a lot of movies too, it's very like one-dimensional conversations. Yeah. It'd be like, hey Kevin, how are you? Oh, I am good today. Like in real life, people don't have conversations like that. You know what I mean? What was that?
I just said one movie. Like,
give
me an example.
Like, so like I feel like a decent amount of movies will do stuff like that, though.
I mean, I agree. Like, I think there's a lot of movies I see where like the character development is like non-existent almost. Yeah. And you're just like, you don't feel attached to the character, and that's another reason why I think that the short like series that we're gonna do, it's like it gives you like basically an unlimited amount of episodes to develop backstories and character develop. Yeah. Yeah. Whereas exactly. Like if you're doing a short film or a movie, you have 30 minutes or an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever to try to squeeze in a lot of character development and also progress the plot of the story. So it's like you're very limited with that. So yeah, I think the series route is going to give us way more freedom to develop our characters.
I agree. So, but like that's another thing like I've been thinking about a lot. Like, of course, I want us to have like a here's a script, here's a story, this is what I want us to do, but I really want that freedom to be there. And I mean, hell, you know, like even at times, like even if we didn't, like as you know, the makers of this essentially, or the directors or whatever have you, you know, even if we probably like,
Dude, I knew that was gonna happen.
That'd probably be a good time to cut too. Because
yeah, you want to cut it?
Cool.
Having like a serious conversation. I'll just fall apart. And we're back.
We're back.
So to explain, like I said, these cameras cut off every like 20 minutes. So I don't know. I don't mind this podcast being like an hour or two, like or 3 or 4. Although I don't really want it to be 3 or 4. But like I'm just saying, at some point it'll probably be long. But yeah, we're gonna have to work on improving the podcast as we go. But for now, like it's gonna have cuts in it every like 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Just so you guys know, I'm sorry.
And not to mention though too is like perfect timing because our fancy food for thought sign like it fell. And that was like a sign, like, "Hey, it's time to cut."
Yeah, actually, it was
like
the like exact perfect
timing.
Yeah.
So let's hope that happens again if we need it to. Like,
oh wait, let me check that battery real quick. This is all right. We got 61 minutes on this. This battery is 26%. It's a little low. We should probably turn off the video. This is at 24%. Where it's like, should I cut this real quick? The battery's gonna die faster with the monitor being like that. We should be alright for a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Does it make like a sound?
I think so.
Okay, cool. You want to take it from one and like do the?
No. Let's just let it be rough.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
If you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I mean, of course we can.
Yeah.
Edit. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so where we left off, I know we were talking about the short series and everything, and overall, I'm really excited to see about where we go with the series, you know, and that's not all we're creating either, you know.
That's right, Josh.
That isn't everything.
But wait, there's more.
Yes. So on top of doing like the short series and everything, we're both really big fans of like comedy, you know. So I really want to do some skits, some funny skits, and like that's something I've always wanted to do. Yeah. I always tried to be like an entertaining person, you know. Like my favorite thing to do is to make people laugh, you know. So that's another thing I really want to do as well, you know. So like, yeah, I mean, like Kevin, like when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know, the inspiration for stuff like that, I would definitely say like I watch a lot of like Key and Peele, you know, a lot of like funny movies and stuff like that, and like I don't know, you know, I just want to see what kind of awesome funny stuff we could bring in that scenario as well, you know.
Yeah.
So yes, that's the plan. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, man?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, so do I, and I think what will be awesome is that stuff like I know will definitely like not be scripted, more than likely. I mean, let's think of it. Like a lot of the funniest stuff that you see is like it's.
Well, there has to be a script of some sort.
Well, of course,
but, there's a lot of improv.
Yeah, like a ton. A ton of improv.
Yeah.
Like I also really love like doing impressions, although I'm terrible at them.
Can I hear one of those impressions?
No.
Because I thought you love to do impressions.
I'm on the spot, man. Like
now's the time, dude. Don't you want to show off your impressions?
So like when I was a kid, I always would try and do impressions and stuff like that. Like, you know, I always loved making fun of like American Idol when I was a kid and stuff. You know, like when you'd see like people just like singing terribly, you know, and I just
make sure you sit in front of the mic too.
Like
scoot to your left.
There we go.
Or yeah,
like,
that works.
Cool, that works. I moved the mic. Sorry.
Okay, you're fine.
Sorry about that. But essentially, like, I love seeing people just kind of like.
You're good.
Like.
Alright, no, I just want to make sure because from my angle it looks like.
It looks weird.
No, you're good. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I just want to make sure it's not gonna sound bad.
God darn it, Kevin!
Sorry,
you're making me so angry. You just.
It's good.
He's interrupting me, and like I've had it up to here, which that's not a lot. I'm kidding. He's a great guy.
I was just gonna not interrupt you.
Yeah.
So,
but like I always loved like making fun of people that like would audition on American Idol. And I know that sounds terrible, but like if you ever seen like those auditions where people sing, you know.
I've seen American Idol. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's some of the auditions, man. Like I don't watch that show anymore. I think it's not that good anymore. But like
yeah, I don't even have cable or TV, so I can't really. I watch it on YouTube every now and then if there's like something viral that gets on my feed or whatever. But anyway, let's hear one of these impressions, Josh.
Oh man, I'm on the spot right now.
Okay, let me give you a lead. I'm gonna toss a ball up for you, and you can just knock it out. All right.
All right. So like
Christopher Walkin.
You know,
That was a good start, dude.
I know.
Keep it going.
You know, like
what you got?
My name's Christopher Walkin. I got a walk-in closet. Like that's terrible.
No, that's
but
very
like
good.
that's like the thing that like I always love doing because like I'm like, even if it's really bad, like people will know.
No, but like, why don't you? What you're saying now, but in Christopher Walken, because I feel like you need to give them what our conversation is, but as Christopher Walken.
See, that's like.
Can you do that?
No.
Yes, you can. Dude.
No, like so. Okay, so.
You can do it.
Here I am sitting on a couch, and I can't. It's so difficult. It's so difficult.
It is, I'm sure. But let's just keep a straight face. And
I don't know. Like, can you do any impressions? Like, I don't know.
No.
Like, you can't. You never tried.
No, I've done impressions before. Let me give you another one.
Okay.
Wait, didn't you do one earlier? You did one earlier, I thought.
It was Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always just loved, for some reason, that's one of my favorite movies ever, by the way. But one of my favorite lines, I actually have two favorite lines, is when it's at the beginning of the movie and there's like that big battle sequence and everyone's just like laying there and it's like over the top action. Like,
yeah, it's like an actual scene out of a movie.
Yeah, and you're like, this is good, like it. But then like when Ben Stiller, or I forget, I think it's like Jack Black running to the helicopter or something. He's like,
oh yeah,
survive. He just like says that,
yeah.
and his face, he's like, survive,
yeah.
and like he's like, I don't know what he does, man. And he's like, get up to that whirly bird, like just the stuff he says.
Jack Black?
Yeah, no, that's
Robert.
Robert. Yeah, like when he's a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude,
yeah,
man. Like,
I'm
a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Like when he does stuff like that.
Yeah, so you
like,
got some impressions, man.
See, like I try. I don't know. It's stiff. It's stiff right now, and of course with practice,
You're
I
stiff right
haven't done
now?
this stuff. Like my impressions.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
I am pretty excited to be on.
Yeah, we were both talking about that.
Both
getting pretty excited during this.
Like we might have to cut because that just might be like.
Like I might need to cross my legs at some point because I'm gonna get so excited about having this podcast.
Just sitting like that.
All right, what other impressions do you have?
I don't know, like.
I think of like a classic like person that people impersonate. Obviously, Christopher Walken's a good
Man,
one.
so when I was a kid, like, I'm not gonna lie. I know like that's like a classic person that people try to do, but like I always try to like impersonate Obi-Wan. But like he's just like
the Force.
Yeah, like that's like the old Obi-Wan where it's you see a lot of people do that, you know, and I was like, hey, that's cool. But
dude, I used to have a really good Yoda impression.
Can you do it?
I haven't tried in probably 17 years, maybe. Is that my phone?
I don't know. That's your phone?
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to mute this. It's already muted, but it's on vibrate. But I'm not gonna answer that.
So,
it was like, I'm afraid to try it.
You gotta.
I'm gonna embarrass myself.
You just made me talk
on
like
live television.
You just made me talk like Christopher Walkin.
I'm trying to think of something Yoda was. I literally was so good though. Like
he would say, "Do or do not. There is no try."
I can't, dude. I'm scared.
Oh, you gotta do it.
No.
Imagine me as Luke Skywalker.
No, dude, I can't do it. I really can't.
See, it's not that easy,
Yeah,
Kevin.
because I feel like I'm used to trying to be like cool on camera.
Yeah,
It makes
but,
me
like,
look stupid.
Just
Yeah.
hey, I'm right there with you, so it's okay.
Fuck, dude. Now I feel like I have to.
You have to do it. Everyone's expecting it.
Do or do not. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
That was pretty bad.
That was great.
You liked it?
I liked it.
I'm like blushing probably. Right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
No, it used to be. I used to give 0 fucks,
Yeah.
and now I feel like I give too many fucks, so I'm like afraid to do stuff like that.
Yeah, and like that's
I need
how
to
I am.
give less fucks. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
it's
easier. I feel like it's easier to give less fucks when you're like 10.
Right.
But then when you like own a business and
like
like have responsibilities, like you have to like, care more.
You get a job and everything. You have to worry about like what your, you do have to take that stuff into consideration.
But I mean, Yoda impressions probably wouldn't really hurt.
No, I don't think like your next, the next order you get, they'll watch this video.
I saw his Yoda impression,
and it's
like I was about to
ass.
order,
like,
but then I saw his Yoda impression on Food for Thought, and I was like, you know what?
And then they're like, why this I will not?
Yeah, exactly.
That was a good impression, man.
Yeah, I used to do them all the time, man. I remember like people complimenting me, like, that's a really good Yoda impression.
I used to do stuff like that all the time too, and that's the thing. Like I just like stopped doing it.
I have a good Bob Dylan impression.
Oh my God, that's good.
Okay, I'm trying. I mean, what should I say?
I don't know. We could get a guitar and just sing as Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I could. You want me to grab a guitar?
Dude, can you do that?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's do it. Oh my God, Kevin.
I'm about to serenade the fuck out of you.
Kevin's about to serenade me. He's getting a guitar, and he's gonna play some Bob Dylan. Ooh, here we go. He wasn't kidding.
I don't know if this is in tune, man.
It's
Oh, there's a broken string on it.
No. That'll make it sound a lot more.
For sure, that's gonna sound really good.
Yeah, it's gonna sound great.
So,
broken string guitar. Alright, let's hear it.
Oh, that's way out of tune.
That's so out of tune.
Oh man. Alright, forget about that. I don't know. It's just like when you were young and you were let free.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like you could turn that into like Kermit the Frog. Like,
Probably.
There's
how's Kermit? He's like,
perhaps you could bring home the bacon. Like, I don't know, like, that's like, I don't know, dude. I used to try and do that stuff all the time, too. Like, like, something about, like, fake characters.
Have you ever seen, there's, like, a skit where they impersonated, the Beatles.
Who?
We are the Beatles.
Oh.
And it's like, it was like, Jason Schwartzman was in it. You know who that is?
Yeah.
And, a couple other people. It seemed like a movie or something. Or it could have just been a short.
I think I know what you're. There was I think there was a movie. Even Jack Black did like an impersonation once, where it was like a movie and it was Walk Hard, a Dewey Cox story, and like and I think Will Ferrell was in it. Maybe I don't know if
and
I'm
they had like a
but...
Beatles scene where it was like where the Beatles went through that phase where they were like tripping a bunch.
Yes,
and they
went
just to like
India to inches, man.
Yeah. That was a great impression.
Yeah, that was always fun. I don't know, like. I really like doing the voice of did you see Thor Ragnarok? You know the guy that was made of rocks? Yeah, Korg. Always loved, I don't know why, but I always loved being like, hey man, pile of rocks waving at you over here. Like, I don't know, like, I always love don't be afraid. Like, just the way he talks is just so calm.
It is funny.
And then you just see him and you're like, that's an alien made of rocks.
And he's like a huge, like, buff.
And he's got a big, like, hammer gun thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect. Yeah, it is very, like, hilarious when you first hear him talk.
And then, he's just like, I tried to start a revolution, didn't print enough pamphlets.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. It's just like, that's just.
Yeah, no, he's hilarious.
Yeah, that's hilarious. What's crazy is that guy, it's played by the director.
I used to have a good Zoolander impression.
Really?
Is he? I didn't know that. That's fine. I just made it.
No, it's fine. But yeah, like the director played that. Fun fact.
Yeah, dude, I used to do Zoolander impressions all the time in college.
Just do the face.
Like the Blue Steel, like.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks, dude.
Show the camera. You gotta. Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
That was a perfect impression.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I used to. do that. Actually, we had a news class in college where I went to Full Sail, so like they had like literally just like a huge news studio, you know, the green screen for news or for weather, and like a a big space for like the announcers or whatever you call the media. What do they call those people?
The anchors.
The anchors, yeah. Like a nice big. It's like straight out of Ron Burgundy's
Anchorman.
Anchorman. Yes, thank you. And we had to alternate as like different roles. So you'd go from like operating the crane to being like the freaking what do you call the guy, the showrunner or whatever, I don't know, like just you would go from position to position. You'd be the weatherman, you'd be the anchor, you'd be every position, so you got a little taste of it, because that was kind of like the whole point of that school, is like you get to do every little thing. It's kind of like a base level of knowledge of everything that has to do with that kind of work. So then you kind of take it from there. But anyway, I was doing the anchor, and so it was so much fun, man. I just read it as Zoolander the whole time. Like we had the teleprompter rolling, and I'm just like, you know how he always mispronounces words? Yeah. Like the like you Googleizer. the eulogy from the eulogy of the funeral. He calls it you googly. You googly. Yeah. And he's like a you Googleizer, and like I was just like mispronouncing shit and pretending to sound like him the whole time, and like doing the face and stuff. And like everybody was like dying laughing and like loving it. And my instructor like got pissed and made me stop. God damn it! Like, why? I don't understand why people are like. Why are you so like? Come on, why can't we have some fun with it? You know, it's like you don't have to. He wanted me to be like on today's like be real serious about it. It's like gross. It's so boring, you know. Gross. And it is really. Yeah, that's disgusting. Take hints. News stations. We need people like us. That would be pretty funny. Could you imagine? There was just like an actual news station with like someone like Ron Burgundy or like Will what's the guy's name from The Office? Steve Carell. Steve Carell or Carell. Yeah, like from I'm thinking of him from Anchorman. Well, and like the Jim Carrey movie, Bruce Almighty. And he's like, Oh my gosh, I love that scene, man. And when he's sitting there, I'm trying to think of what kind of stuff does he say? Dude, I just watched that like kind of recently. Oh man, Facebook. The sequel sucked. Like, it was. It was okay. But like compared to Bruce Almighty, I don't know. Like it was. Wasn't it? It was just with Steve Carell. Though. It was Evan Almighty. Yeah. And it's like, where's Bruce? I was thinking Jim Carrey. No, the first one was way better. But could you just imagine, like, let's say you're watching the news, you turn on like Fox, CNN, CBS, whatever you watch. Yeah, there's somebody and there's someone just with a dumb face, like, hello, welcome to news at 10. Yeah. You know, like, could you imagine that in today's news? Yeah. And then I don't know, like. But it's like legit. They're just actually doing it. But that would be good. That'd be like. That the news is so serious and like, there's so much like. Yeah, it's just sad politics and sad tragedy stuff going on. It's very like clickbaity too, like sensationalizing everything. I mean, not everything, but there's a lot of. I'd say like the vast majority of it is sensationalized. Yeah. I was just talking to my mom about stuff the other day, and she was saying how, the news or like she just doesn't watch YouTube or anything like that. She just watches like the news, basically, like TV. So it's like, and I feel like she kind of lives in this bubble of like. That's how it's been her whole life, Because like everybody got their information from the news. Television. Yeah, and they kind of just took it as like the word was bond, Like oh well, they said it on CNN or Fox or ABC or whatever, so it must be accurate. Yeah. It's like they don't see those people. At least my parents don't really see those people as being like biased or sensationalizing anything, which is shocking to me, really. But we grew up in different times, and because I was just talking to her about something the other day, and she was like. What were we talking about? Something. She was just saying like some statistic about like I can't remember what it was, but it was she was just like getting her information from the news, and I'm like, Mom, like they're taking like one case out of like probably millions of people that this kind of stuff never happens to, and they just make it sound like it's such a big. It's like it's gonna happen. Like scares you out of doing certain things. Fear mongering, man. That's basically what it is. Yeah, that's like. Generates views. Yeah, that's why they do it. It's legitimate clickbait for major news stations. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, man. Like I don't know. Like I think I don't know. Not all news stations are like I don't think they constantly do that on every news station,
no,
or maybe even any. I wouldn't say it's maybe not always constant. But
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of it going on.
Yeah, but like there's still like a decent amount of those stations out there that'll like have like fun segments. Like
sure.
you know, like think locally, like our own like local 12.
Mhm.
You know, like there's like a guy named Bob Herzog. I'm not sure if
I've heard of him.
Yeah, but like he like dances. Like every Friday he has like a dance Friday. And like so like not there's actually some like really good people out there that are really trying to like
liven it up.
Yeah, just make it like he even went like I forget what he did, but he did like some makeup tutorial once, like a live stream, and like people thought that was hilarious because here this middle-aged man just like doing this makeup tutorial, but like he's just so funny about it. You know what I mean? So like there's definitely.
Do you watch that often, like the news?
Not really, you know, but like occasionally, like I'll follow them on like their social media outlets and stuff, but like I don't know, like I know it sounds terrible, but like I don't keep up with the news a lot. You know?
I don't. I mean, I watch stuff on YouTube all the
that's how I am.
Pretty much all the time. I'm like, I watch I think too much, honestly.
On YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, that's where I get my information. I don't really watch the news, but they have the news on YouTube, like CNN, Fox, all those places have YouTube channels. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Still watch it.
Still.
But yeah, so it's still kind of like watching TV.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just do everything to YouTube.
Yeah. I think it's so funny how we just went from goofy voices to now we started talking about like media and everything. I mean, to a good point though. You know, I agree. But yeah, so
go ahead. Just keep it going. I'm listening.
So, but like,
check.
One thing I am just extremely excited about is, of course, there's that short series and everything, but I can't wait to see what we do with these skits because, like the short series, like we gotta be so serious about it too, you know, like to an extent.
Well, I personally like I want it to be serious, but I also want it to be along the lines of the movie Super with Dwight from The Office.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
And Mystery Men, which you also haven't seen. Mystery Men's a comedy, so I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't necessarily want this to be a comedy.
But you want it to have lighthearted elements.
Yeah, for sure, and even comedic stuff would be good. But I guess we still want to pick a certain genre and stick with it. But the point is, like, I want it to be kind of quirky or goofy, but also, like, I mean, if you watch Super, like, it's so ridiculous that it's, like, hilarious, but there's also, like, really serious stuff in it. Yeah. And there's elements of, like, romance, and there's elements of, like, badassery, you know? So there's a lot of cool stuff in that movie. It's a good variety, you know? Yeah. There's, like, serious stuff, there's funny stuff. And with what we're doing, I feel like it would be cool to have a mixture.
Yeah,
you know? So
I agree.
Not one-dimensional.
I agree. And, like, what's so exciting about, like, the skits, though, it's like, man, we can do...
Oh, yeah,
that'll just be, like, just have fun. And I'm not saying, like, let's not have fun with the other thing, you know? But, like, man, like, I'm so excited.
Have you ever seen Churdleys?
Yeah, I've seen them on Facebook, too.
Yeah, so, like, I think they're, like, we've talked about, like, Key and Peele and, like, Dave Chappelle. Like, those are obviously really well-made, funny skits with, you know, like, really good wardrobe and makeup and, like, cinematic lighting and, you know, like, the set decoration and the camera movements and everything is really, really professional and high-end. But, like, and I think I would love to do stuff like that, where we really think about it, we script it out, we make it very, like, intentional. Yeah. But then also, like, stuff like Churdleys, where, like, it's clearly, like, I mean, they have a script or something loose, but they're clearly just, like, they have one or two cameramen. I've seen them set up a few lights, but, like, it's very, very, like, kind of run-and-gun guerrilla style, where, like, it's almost like a mockumentary, like Trailer Park Boys or something, where it's, like, zooms, and it's really, really rough. Yeah. And,
Hi, Gary.
Hey, Gary. Just my cat, if you want to say hi.
That is.
But, so, like, what was I going to say? Okay, so, like, yeah, it would be cool to do, like, Key and Peele stuff, or, like, Dave Chappelle type stuff, and then, like, Churdleys, and, like, we were talking about Ed Bassmaster earlier, where he does, like, social experiments and stuff like that. Yeah. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is I really like all those different forms of comedy.
Of course.
So
Wow.
I'm kind of up for anything like that. You know?
Cool. So the only thing like I'm not like a huge fan of is like the disruptive comedy to like the public, I guess, in a sense. Like
yeah, well, I don't even think I would be comfortable trying to do that.
Right? Like there's some people that just do like some crazy stuff.
Some of it's really in like bad taste, like to where it's just like what the fuck.
Like what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why would you do that to somebody?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
You know what I mean? But like some stuff is like hilarious. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. They're called the Pun Guys.
The what?
The Pun Guys. Like they just make puns.
Like really bad puns all the time.
Yeah. Well, like they'll go to a store or something and like they'll see a food or label and they'll make like a pun out of it essentially. Like
Yeah.
But they made this video where they're at an airport and they put a fart box machine in their pants.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd walk past people.
Yeah.
And they would just walk and you would just hear it rip and just seeing like people they'd just be sitting there. And I mean I would have a similar reaction too, but like could you imagine you're just sitting there and you hear that and like just seeing the reaction of people.
Yeah, stuff like that's funny. I mean,
it's hilarious.
When I was younger, like I said, I used to be. I feel like I gave zero fucks, so like I just would do whatever, and I would like fuck with people all the time.
Yeah.
And I get in trouble in school and shit all the time.
Yeah.
But like now I'm not like it's still a part of me, but I feel like that part of me has been like really suppressed for a long time, so it's like dormant. But like
let it out.
Yes.
Let it out.
But like I actually would love to do like public stuff. I actually feel like it would be cool if I got like pressured into doing it, because like no, I mean like obviously not like something I don't want to do, but it's like one of those things where I feel like if somebody was kind of like pushing me to do it, I would do it. But if it's hard for me to take the initiative to just go do something. But like if I sort of was like put in that position, where I have to like wear a mic and wear like a wig and like go fuck with people, like I would probably own it. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure there'd be some interactions that weren't funny at all or were really dry or whatever that we wouldn't use, but I would actually. I've talked to Trey about it a million times. Where like, we've even talked about doing it with each other. Where like I dress up like a wankster basically, like, and I'm just like hey, what's up, shorty? Like, you know what I mean? Just being like, and she's like. She has her own character or something.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like, just kind of being really...
Yeah. Especially, ridiculous. You don't look like the guy that would, like...
Do that?
Yeah.
But I could do that, dude.
Yeah,
I had a friend in high school that reminded me of this. He was, like, a total, like, wankster,
Yeah.
Like, he would wear, like, the shorts are real baggy and, like...
Go to like his ankle.
Yeah, and like the fitted caps and like the big shirts.
Look like the guy from you ever seen Malibu's Most Wanted?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember like I was hanging out at his house one time, his parents' house or whatever, and it's like me, him, and his girlfriend. We were just hanging out, and like I tried on like all of his clothes, like, and it was just so funny.
And
I was
just
like
you
wearing, and yeah. Dude, it's funny. It kind of makes you feel like you become someone else when you do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
it's
not you. Like
you're just
you. Yeah, it makes you.
Yeah, I get you. Like, could you just imagine though? Like when you mentioned it,
I just imagine you doing that.
See, that's hilarious. So like, I'm not gonna. I'm someone like I love doing like a lot of physical comedy.
Like you fitted cap. With
like
just
could you imagine it? I feel like.
Shit, bro.
Like I would need like some big
some some diamonds around them.
Yeah, man.
Like a grill with diamonds.
Yeah.
And like a big ass chain.
And I have like. Yo. I'll give myself like a really high pitched voice, like yo, what's up? It's Jay Easy in the house.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? Like some like really dumb stuff. Like I don't know. I can just imagine like the kind of content that we could do.
I'm like, you got me excited about.
I know.
Dude, actually, I got a character for that for myself, Whiteout. It's like my rapper name, but I also came up with a new rapper name because I felt like Whiteout was too like racial. So like I came up with Young Kodak J, the little fresh guy, bro.
Oh my god.
What do you think?
What I didn't. What?
Young Kodak J, the little fresh guy, bro.
Is that how he talks? Yeah, you do the
gang.
Yeah, I can't. Oh my god.
But like
I can't.
No, but it says Young like Young. Kodak, Kodak, the letter J, THA, like the, Lil, Lil,
Lil,
fresh, God, like GAWD,
in the house,
bruh, BRUH. Bruh is a part of the name. So it's like anytime like I actually anticipate making like a real album for this and music videos.
Gosh, that'd be hilarious.
And like, so when people I want people to think it's real. Like I want to make like my own channel for it maybe.
Yeah.
And like so then people think like I'm legitimately like this person.
But you're not.
Because they won't know that this is me. They won't know my channel exists.
Yeah.
But Young Kodak J, the little Fresh God Bros channel, will be all they know.
That's a mouthful.
I mean? Yeah, exactly. And it says you have to say bro at the end every time. So it sounds like if people say like, yo, you listen to Young Kodak J, the little Fresh God bro, but it's like they're not saying bro to you. They're just it's like his name. You know, it's pretty thought out.
Yeah, and I think that'd be so. You know, it'd be like really funny if you want to really mess with people. I've seen these videos too, where like people will like go to malls or something, and they'll hire like guys like think of the guy that's working on your house now, Tim.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say we put him in a suit or something.
For those of you who don't know, big bodybuilder, looks like the Terminator.
Yes, he literally looks like that.
Wears Skynet t-shirts.
Yes, that's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit.
It wasn't the first thing I noticed because I don't even know if he wore it the first time I met him, but like, yeah, I remember one day he was wearing it, I was like, oh shit, that's like the Terminator.
Yeah, it's the Terminator.
But yeah, he's just big buff.
Really big guy. But like, imagine getting people like him.
Yeah.
We dress them up like we get like 4 people like that.
Yeah.
We make them like we get
wearing like suits and like Men in Black type of thing, and they're like my like my entourage.
We'll get you.
Dude, and get like paparazzi like Trey with their camera or something, or like I don't know, get like a couple girls or something.
And then like I'll be in the back in the crowd hyping everyone up. They'll be like, who's this?
You'll be like the hype man.
Yeah, I'll be like, this is Young Kodak.
Like, what you ain't heard about him? Like, you already know.
That's perfect. No,
best recognized. Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, like exactly. Dude, that reminds me of Malibu's Most Wanted. I swear.
Have you seen the Birdman interview on the Breakfast Club?
No, I haven't.
Oh man.
No, I haven't.
He goes on the Breakfast Club because I guess Charlemagne the God. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess he was like clowning Birdman, or their whole Breakfast Club was. Yeah. But anyway, like Birdman, podcast. I don't know if they planned this and just acted like they didn't, or what, or I forget the context exactly, and who knows what was established behind the scenes. But like, anyway, Birdman like shows up to their podcast like unannounced. I think like they didn't know he was coming or something, or maybe they did, but they didn't know he was gonna come like that.
Yeah.
And but he like goes on the podcast and he's just super like trying to be super like assertive and like dominant, you know, and he's just like put some respect on my name, you know what I mean? And it's like and then it became like a meme where it was like it's just like everybody it was like respect, like RESPEC, you know, like or PCK. Yeah. But it became viral.
Oh my god.
It was like one of their most viewed videos.
That's really funny.
It's hilarious.
Well, it's like, but like, could you imagine doing some, like, if we mess with people like that?
I want to.
Like, to that extent.
I've been talking about doing a music video, like a rap video, for so long. I've had people, like, I've posted on, like, Facebook about it, and people will comment and be like, dude, I'll be one of your...
I'm down.
Like, I've asked, like, hey, I need some hoes for my rap video. You know?
Oh my god.
Like, people are like, I'll do it. And I just thought it'd be funny, like, find somebody with, like...
It's gotta be like really comedic though.
Yeah, for sure. Like over the top as hell. Yeah. Like I want to find somebody who has like an old school car with hydraulics and spinners.
Oh my god.
And then like someone on a Steadicam, like you're riding down the street real slow and there's Steadicam next to you and you're out the window like rapping with the grill in and the car's like, you know, and then like maybe walking next to the car like ghost riding the whip, you know.
Oh
and
my
then, like,
god.
But then I want to get like a gold throne with my scepter and the crown, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like sitting in the throne like with like. You could probably go on Craigslist and maybe just find like
find some stuff
or something that you're just gonna like pay them like $20 to like twerk next to your throne while you rap. You know what I'm saying?
You're insane, man. You've been thinking about this too much.
No, I've actually been thinking about it for years.
Oh my god! It's like if you ever wonder, like if you just see Kevin sitting there, I wonder what he's thinking about. And he's like, I wonder what kind of throne I should get. You know, like
it's a gold throne. It's gonna look like. You know,
goes to Craigslist.
I've looked up thrones on eBay before for this.
Oh my god.
Like I want like the seat to be, you know,
really
tall with, you know, like the
make you look like a really little guy.
Kind of like like I imagine so like my friends worked on like a Snoop Dogg commercial for like Foot Locker years ago in like LA or something.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And part of the commercial, Sean Malto was in it, who's like a pro skateboarder, and then Snoop Dogg was in it, probably other people too, but like Snoop Dogg was part of the commercial was that Snoop Dogg was like sitting in a throne and there's like a red carpet leading up to the throne and they're like dollying in or steady camming in or out with Snoop Dogg, you know, on the throne. And I was just like, ever since I heard about that, I was like, oh, that would be perfect.
I want to do that
rap video, you know. So
That's amazing.
maybe get like some dreads or cornrows, like grow my hair out,
You
have
gotta let
somebody
your
like
hair
braid
grow
my
out.
hair into a cornrow.
Yeah, you definitely.
Dude,
You have to do that.
I want to so bad.
Dude, I'm
I actually
not
I have a whole track list on my phone, like the whole EP, like all the names of the songs. Like one's called Energizer Bunny.
Oh my god!
And then like
No way.
I got a couple. I can't remember the names right now, but I have it's in my notes app. Anyway, I've been thinking about it.
Is the Energizers or is that literally like?
It's been somewhat developed already. There's some lyrics.
You're kidding.
I've got some lyrics to a few other songs.
Wow.
Been working on my freestyle game, just so if people come at me, you know, like they don't know.
Hey,
like,
let me.
They want to spit, and I'll put them in their place straight up, dude.
Yeah.
No, I actually suck at freestyle.
That's
so bad.
Like I don't know, man. Like that's one thing. Like as much as I like hip hop and rap and stuff, like I could never do something like that.
I want to do you know who Brian Silva is?
Yes.
Like,
oh my god.
Foo ass name. He's like on that foo lame shit. I ain't with it. Dude, I want to do a Brian Silva diss track.
Oh my god, Evan.
Wouldn't that be great?
Start some internet beef.
I actually did a freestyle with my friend Steve. Alright, my friend Steve plays in my band.
Yeah. Or
our band or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's actually really fucking good at freestyling.
Really?
And he started getting me hyped on freestyling. Because I've always been like, dude, I want to freestyle. And he kind of got me out of my shell a little bit, so we were like freestyling. And I actually had some decent little bars, you know? But like Steve went in. And I've gone in a little bit, but like, it was funny because one of the first times I hung out with him outside of like band stuff, him and his friend Sam, we were just driving. We went street skating in Covington, and on the way back, like they were just playing instrumentals, and they were like hyping me up. Like I didn't really rap it all that time because I was like too nervous or shy or whatever. But like you never admit that when you're a gangster rapper, but I'm not. So gangster rapper, but like. No, but they fucking went in, dude. Like, I was, like, in awe. Like, I was in the back seat, and they're just, like, freestyling. And, like, Steve was actually, like, good. And I was like, dude,
this is great.
Like, we actually need to record, like, a rap song.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do a Brian Silva diss track. I was talking about this last night, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that I almost don't want to, because what if it went viral, and then Brian Silva, like, calls me out, and then, like, I'm actually just associated with him. That would be...
And you're like, ugh.
But then my friend gave me the idea to do like a Key and Peele type skit where Brian's like he's like, what if you did a skit where you're just like working and then all out of like nowhere you hear like,
oh my god,
and you're just like
you're like it's like a horror movie,
you know? Yeah. And then you like you like ignore it and you go back to work and then like in a different area of the room you hear.
Oh my god,
and
that'd be amazing.
and then, but if he actually collaborated on it, where he's like actually in the video, like it'd be so fun.
But then, like you make him, you get him in the video, and then he's like, make him like the nicest guy ever. Make him like super like, hello, my name is Brian Silva. Like, could you just imagine that? Like, if you know, I don't know, man. Like,
I don't know, but yeah, no, that would be good.
No, but also I wanted to say like when you said the whole get nervous while freestyle thing, it reminded me of there's this one video I saw where this guy he claimed he could freestyle and he went on the news or something like that. I don't know if you've seen this video or not, but the anchor was like, she's like, let me hear freestyle, and then he's sitting there and he just smiles at the camera and he's like every day since I was up. Every day, he just kept trying to think of things to say, but he's just sitting there, man. And it's like, oh my god, like, but like rightfully so. Could you imagine, like, some of those people, man, when they're put on the spot like that,
if you claim to be like about it, you should be about it. You know what I mean?
Like, you
shouldn't be like, oh, like, there's no excuse for that. I feel like if you were talking to a real rapper or like Eminem or something, you know, like if he wanted to, he could do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're just like trying to. It's like make believe at that point, you know?
Yeah, I get you. I mean, that's exactly, and like, I mean, you feel bad for the guy when you watch it because you're like,
yeah, but I wouldn't feel. I would be.
You wouldn't feel. You'd be like,
dude. Well, what? So wait, what's the backstory? He like actually claims to be like.
Yeah. So like he said he was gonna do like a freestyle or something, you know, and then like when he was doing that, it was just like he.
I mean, yeah, I guess you would feel a little bad for him, but it's almost like serves you right if you think that you're like legit.
But that goes like with anything though too. You know what I mean? Like if
I wouldn't feel bad for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
I don't think I would. I'd have to see it. I guess I have the ability to have empathy for that situation.
What if he just had like really bad stage fright though? you know.
And he's
like,
probably not meant to be a rapper.
Like think about, like how you know we were both kind of nervous when we started off with it.
Yeah.
Now of course we're like loosened up, you know, like
yes,
like comfortable. But yeah, I don't know, man.
No, I know what you're saying. I hear you.
That was crazy. I love that idea though. I think we should definitely
the rapper thing.
Yeah, like I think like you know like. I think that stuff's great, like when the rappers know, like it's like kind of like a joke.
Also, like social experiment type stuff would be really good for that. Like dress up like that and just go like out in public
or something.
No, I mean, yeah, that would
like,
be great. But like just for budget wise, for starters, I mean, if we had a budget, then yeah, for sure
do
we
some
could go
crazy
like all
stuff.
out. But like just for starters, to do like you know something simple where you just dress up and you go like. I don't know, just have like interactions with people where you pretend to be someone you're not.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be a lot of
See,
fun.
the only concern with stuff like that is like some people will just be so stale.
Yeah, we just cut. You don't use that. You just have to have.
Well, of course you cut it, but like, could you like? I just like to think like, first of all, like even though like through improv and stuff, just trying to act like that. I don't think I could ever.
I mean, if you like break character. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure people even in like the viral videos you see, people probably do that. Like and they just don't show it, or they sometimes I've seen ones where they do show it. They'll break character and they'll be like, "Oh, you got me," or whatever. Like. Yeah. But yeah.
That stuff's great. I don't know. It's like with SNL, like. I love it when you see people on Saturday Night Live. They start cracking up.
Oh yeah, it actually is funny to watch.
That's so hilarious. My favorite one was the Californian skit with like
dude,
Hater.
Dude, we have a very similar sense of humor.
I love that.
Like Californians.
First, you want to go down to Interstate 25.
You want to hit up. He's like, you want to hop on the 405 down to New Smyrna, and then get off on the like. Yeah, I used to live in California for a little bit. So.
Jared.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Dude, that is like one of the funniest episodes of all time.
And then the whole time they're sitting there like,
laughing, yeah, dude, yeah, it's so good.
And then they'd be like, what? Like, something happened, and they would zoom in on their face, and they, you know, just like,
like this slow because it's a soap opera.
Yeah.
Just like the shocked face, yeah.
And then Bill Hader played like as this mechanic, like he had like a flannel, like with cut off sleeves, and he had the long. He's like. Stewart. Yeah. Like just the way he talks. Oh man, I love. We should do like our own version of the Californians. Like the Californians, yeah. But we should make it about something like a weird state. Like think of
I mean, California would be good.
California's great, but like, what if you did something like the Wisconsin or something? Like because you know like Wisconsin, like a lot of people from I don't know, think of a place that have like a distinct stereotype, I guess. You know. The New Yorkers. Who knows?
Yeah, the New Yorkers would be good because then you can do like the New York tough guy.
You could just make everyone angry.
Yeah.
You know. I know like New Yorkers aren't like that, but it's just a stereotype that they have that they're always angry.
I mean, there's probably quite a few that are like that.
Well, of course. I mean, hell, man, even here, like there's a lot of angry people, but like
it's everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but. I don't know, like that skit's amazing, and I think like that skit, like I don't know, stuff like that when they break character, like I really enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, that's so funny you brought that up. You brought up a number of things that I'm like, dude, I love that. Like
let's do it.
Tropic Thunder and New Yorkers and
Survive.
I mean Californians. Yeah, South Park's a good one too.
Oh yeah, South Park is, man, I love that show. Like it's weird. Like sometimes it's just. I've always wondered like how they get away with some of the stuff that they like do and say.
Crazy.
I don't know, but like it's a great show though overall. But like
I just watched a clip from it. That's why I thought of it. I watched a YouTube clip. It was it's called like Tegrity Farms. It was on YouTube today. It was like a commercial for like weed, and he's talking about like for years they've kept us down. Like first it was the government, and then like big business got in, and they tried to make themselves look cool. But he's like doing it in the accent of just like a Western. Like he's wearing like the cowboy hat, and he's like, they did it with no integrity. You know what I mean? And then like the whole name of the business is called Tegrity. He's like Tegrity Farms. Like get your weed with integrity.
Oh my god.
It was so good. I didn't see the episodes, so it was like a 2-minute clip of this like Tegrity commercial, but it was really good. That's really all the tire stuff. I didn't do that justice, but
that was so good though too. Yeah, man, I'm so pumped to see what we do and like I don't know. I feel like we could just like sit here and talk for hours about like shit that we
definitely could do that.
And like I don't know, like.
Sure, we will again.
Oh, dude, yes.
Josh, I'd love to have you on again sometime.
Oh, dude, I'd love to come on. I'd love to come on again. Like this has been so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it edited together and like post it and see what people think.
I also can't wait to see what
hopefully you guys like this.
Like bring to the table in the future, man. Like.
Yeah.
We got so many plans, and we're gonna make it happen, and like it's just so exciting. Yeah. So but
yeah, man.
Awesome.
So are we wrapping this up, or?
I think this is a good place to wrap it. What do you think?
I agree. I think so too. I feel like the mic is still a little off. Yeah, dude, that's where you want it.
Okay.
Hopefully the sound's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine, but.
I'm a noob.
Sorry, dude. It'll still pick you up. I'm just saying, like it'll.
Like this is better.
A little cleaner. If it's a little off, it might sound a little bit. But it's not gonna be major. It'll be
but. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, Josh.
I appreciate it, man. And I can't wait for us to get this going, you know. It's going to be great.
Yes, it will.
But until next time.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you really enjoyed it and you want notifications every time we post a new episode of Food for Thought or anything else on my channel, which includes like vlogs and stuff like that, then... hit the bell button for notifications. Do you have anything else you'd like to?
No. Thank you guys.
Josh is, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Josh is gonna be starting his own YouTube channel, I think, at some point. We were talking about we didn't even really talk about the gaming.
Oh, no, we didn't.
But we're gonna start a gaming channel together. I'm also gonna be posting gaming videos on my channel, but we're gonna do like a more collaborative gaming channel together. And then I think at some point you'll probably start your own channel too, right? So.
Yeah, at some point, but like that's like, you know,
down the road.
Yeah,
so you get to it.
We'll see how that goes. But like, I want to make like all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then once I get comfortable enough, like,
yeah.
Once I spread my wings. And
learn to fly.
You know,
leave the nest.
Yeah. But right now I'm just a caterpillar.
Yeah. Well,
I need
caterpillars don't. Oh wait.
Yeah, they turn into butterflies.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll be a butterfly. I was thinking of like a bird because caterpillars don't have nests. So
no. That's like I don't know.
Sorry, you confused me a little bit.
No, it's okay. I'm a confusing person.
Sorry.
But
we
anyway.
Also talked about the fact that we both have ADD, or at least I don't know that I do. I was diagnosed at a very young age.
Yeah.
Saying I think they said I had ADHD or ADD. They gave me Strattera was the medicine I was prescribed.
Really?
Only time I ever used it. I'm actually not going to say this on camera because I don't know if I'm comfortable saying this at this point.
Yeah.
But I took it once and then that was
never
the only time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway.
But
yeah.
Awesome.
Good times.
But this has been food for thought, and I hope it was a tasty podcast.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we didn't mention the gimmicky thing. Like we're gonna do like food, like a different weird food at the beginning of every episode, or maybe even eat it throughout the episode. Maybe not.
Who knows?
We'll
that's another thing.
Like every you know how with like Hot Ones, they like eat one wing, then they talk for a while, and then they eat another wing. But there's like segments where they eat the wings. Like we could even do that where we have like an assortment of things, and it's like, all right, we try the first thing first, and then
just see how, and we talk and have our reactions.
Time it out throughout the episode.
Yeah. What would be really cool at some point, because I know a lot of podcasts do this, like a lot of podcasters like live podcasts.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Because then it'd be like unedited, raw.
I would love to do that. Yeah, I would.
Once we get more
situated to do that actually.
Yeah.
But I think I don't have the right equipment for it right now. I'm sure we can figure it out. Yeah. I'm sure we can, but we just gotta look into it. So anyways, I feel like there's so much more I want to talk about. And like you said, I could talk for hours. So sure we'll do another episode here soon. But we're gonna try to do like weekly uploads with Food for Thought. So stick around for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, I'm gonna tap out now, I think.
Yeah. I want to do that as well, Kevin. Yeah. You guys have a fantastic night, day, evening, morning, whatever. Everyone take it easy. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Goodbye. Peace.